Yeah, I think we're live. It
Yay, we're
says that we're
live.
live. Yes. Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Voices from Behind podcast. Good evening, good day, good morning, whatever time you're watching this from. This is the podcast where we throw movies at each other and we discuss them every week, like the true manly men that we are. I'm your
Yeah,
host. I'm your host Evo, and with me is my co-host,
the red bearded one, the
the,
other
the
evil.
other Evo. Very, very good. This is a podcast where we discuss the movies, and every week we give each other a film to discuss the week after.
Yeah,
It doesn't have to be a great film, it doesn't have to be a bad film or anything like that. As long as it's a film that's worth some form of discussion.
yep.
In any case, this is episode 1, I think.
No, this is episode 1. Episode 0 was the Aquaman stuff.
Oh yeah,
We left,
that's a good point.
we left it like that so we can start on the mutual movie that we both watched, and then we can start doing this.
This random shit
Yes.
that we're basically going to go over tonight. I have my little drinky pool with me here, and my friend has his. Have you got a drink? Did you get a drink?
Yeah, I did get some Coke. Coca-Cola, I'm sorry.
Coca-Cola. I've got. That'll do.
You naughty, naughty little boy.
Right.
Uh,
So, format is basic. We talk about what we did over the week, which probably wasn't much apart from your escapades. We're recording it. We're recording a day late because you were traveling last night.
Actually, I was traveling this whole morning.
This morning,
We'll-
yeah.
We'll get to this. We'll get to this. It's one of those days.
So, overall, this is episode 1. And
No.
how was your week? Tell the people how your week went.
Okay, this is gonna be fun.
Oh
So,
God.
so on Monday, on Monday I had namesake day.
Oh, so
Namesake-
did I. It's
Yeah. Oh yeah, we both did. Namesake day.
we have the same name.
Yeah, it's kind of stupid, but it makes sense. We basically go out to celebrate people's names.
Basically, in Eastern Europe, from Hungary onwards, because the Hungarians have it as well. I learned.
Yeah.
If your name is derived from a certain saint's name, you celebrate on that day. And by celebrate, I mean you basically have the excuse to get smashed out of your face.
And the cool thing is, on namesake day, you don't throw invites. Anyone drops in and drinks. But
Yeah.
see, here's the fun part. It was actually very quiet and pretty okay in the namesake day because I was with another Ivan. Technically, on Monday it's Ivan Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not just Ivans that celebrate. Of course,
It's Ivos,
Ivan-
Ivailos, Ivan, Janas, all that. Everything.
Ivankas,
every-
Ivailas, Ivans. I also know.
Everything that derives from the name Ivan or Ivan goes to that, and people celebrate on that day.
Oh, and especially Vio, which means I actually think I researched this because I had to for a school project back in the year. Vio means believe me.
Yeah, it means believe me. It's also the name of a king that overtook the country by force, and he was actually just a butcher man.
Actually, he didn't overtake it. We actually call him a king, but he never was a king.
Oh, wasn't it?
No, he was not.
I
Technically,
don't
he was never a
remember.
king. Yeah, it's a bit weird. He's known also as the village king.
Yeah,
It's like the village idiot.
village
The whole point
idiot
is,
slash
yeah.
butcher man.
He never actually got to. So on Tuesday I went out drinking and I got
Oh,
home.
yeah.
It's like, I don't know, 5 I think. But it was a nasty one. There were tequilas, beers,
Oh,
Jaeger
yeah.
bombs. It was nasty. It was bad. So on Wednesday it was the final day before my flight because I flew technically today. So I usually spend my first Wednesdays pretty chill. I do nothing. I don't go out. I don't do shit. I just sort out my luggage, the last part of it, get my traveling, traveling and how it's supposed to be done, which in this case was when my parents came and picked me up, and they insist on driving me to the fucking airport every time. I don't know why. I'm not a little child.
Mine are the same. They insist on picking me up and taking me there every time
Yeah,
I
I
visit.
mean-
So
Yeah, but the thing is, you're from Pleven, and there is no fucking airport in Pleven. I live in Sofia.
true, but I can always find my way home. I know where I live. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, but
There's trains, there's buses.
There is always me as well.
There's you. You can take me home. We can walk. I'll put you.
Take me home.
I'll put you in the suitcase and I'll drag you there or something. I don't know.
I haven't been in Plevna in years. I could probably visit at some point and be fucking depressed at how sad it looks. You know, the older we get, the less the magnitude of this series become. It's so weird.
Yeah,
it's like I grew accustomed to Sofia. Sofia is like this very not backwaters. It's like this hellhole, kind of.
Well, it's still nice. It's not horrific, but it's not.
I know it's not Kozloduy. Let's not talk about that one. Let's not talk about that. But
do you know what? People that aren't Bulgarian listening to this will be like, "What the fuck are these guys talking about?"
Yeah. Okay. So it doesn't matter. Like, trust us. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
The less you know, the better. The less you know, the better. So it's like this hellhole. Let's call it a hellhole. It's not a hellhole. Yeah. It's close. But everybody says that it's a hellhole, but they're not from Sofia. Only we. The
true Sofia people may call it.
Yeah, I'm born in fucking Russia in the north, but it doesn't matter. It's like my home at this point.
Hey, everybody you meet here says they're from there anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, whatever. Anyways, this is the kind of the meme.
So your parents took it to the airport.
Yeah, okay. So I had to wake up at 3 a.m. in the morning to get my flight because my flight was in 6 a.m. On Thursday. I woke up in 1. At 1 p.m. 1 a.m. Sorry, 1 a.m. I woke up. I was like, shit, I got 2 fucking hours and I can't sleep. Fuck this. So I did it. I pretend to do something. I woke up. I get ready. We go to the airport. Fucking 12 simultaneous flights from fucking Sofia Airport on Terminal 2 alone. 5 towards Frankfurt, 3 towards Munich, 2 for Brussels for some reason. I don't know.
What, like 6 in the morning as well?
Yeah. One towards Athens, same fucking slot. Same slot. One towards Athens, one towards Rome, and I forgot. I think there was one more, but I fucking forgot. 20 minutes later, 15 additional flights. It was
so mental. I'm guessing it was packed full of people.
Packed? Oh, yeah, it was packed. It was like, I think I saw like, I don't know, 2K people. Jesus. You know, it's just it was pretty bad. And get this shit, because I usually do my checkings online, and I usually do them before I go to the airport. The only thing I do there is get my boarding pass, because printing them is just so much easier. So I was sitting there, I was like, and there is this kindergarten in front of me. Legitimately, it's like 2 adults and like 15 fucking children. And there's something about me and flights, and I fucking hate flying. I hate it from the bottom of my heart. I fucking hate it. It brings the worst out of me, and I'm not saying something. It's like I'm legitimately just doing bile and hatred. It's just nothing else in there. And I was like sitting there, and these children, because there's only 2 adults, and they are not using a single person for all the luggage. They're spread out across all the desks, whatever. So they leave their fucking luggages there and sit, and they clock the place, and they just the other desk, they don't know. They ask them, and they just look at them funnily. I don't know, something, then just move the fuck away, and it's so slow. Fuck it. Okay, so my turn's up. I give my luggage, literally 15 seconds. Give my luggage, give my passport. They say, okay, good, go. It's like, fine.
beep boop, under 20 kilograms. Get out of the way.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like most people that just like start arguing about fucking places on the airplane.
It's not even that. Like the amount of times I've been at the airport. I mean, I'm not like a frequent flyer, but I fly like once a year, obviously, to go home.
I fly a minimum of 4 times.
Last year, when we went back to Bulgaria, got into the Glasgow airport, and the amount of Bulgarians that were there, they clearly didn't have their like kids with them or something to translate. And they line up in the queue, and they're like, "Okay, I'm gonna, it's over 20 kilograms." And obviously, the ladies talk to them in English, going, "Yeah, there's too much in your luggage. Yeah, you'll have to space it out." And they just sit there and nod. You can't even argue with these people, because you can't even shout over in Bulgarian like, "Sort your fucking luggage out." No, you can't. You just have to sit there and wait and look at them funny.
But see, and it gets worse, because this is not just an isolated incident. Like I said, I travel a minimum of 4 times a year. I see this type of shit in every fucking airport I am in. I fucking despise it. I don't know why people are this fucking dumb. I mean, I expect it from my fellow countrymen, because
but no, it's not true. Bulgarians know everything.
Exactly. At this point, you know it's gonna happen. But you know what? Fuck it. I see this everywhere. It's not an isolated incident. That's the most galling thing. I mean, it'd be easy to just poke fun at my fellow countrymen, but nah, this shit's everywhere.
Nah, bro, nah.
It's everywhere. So fuck it. Then I have to go to the preliminary, and I do say preliminary fucking passport check. I want you to remember this is the second time you go for a passport check. The whole point of it is because you have to take an escalator upwards to go for the checking.
Yeah, it's Terminal 2, isn't it? So there's the one.
Yeah, it's always Terminal 2.
The one escalator, yeah.
And it usually acts as a barrier, so they keep you down until there is free spot, because otherwise you clog the fucking place and it's a fucking nightmare. Whatever. So go up is the usual. It's like, I think it's like 10 maybe lines. I can't be sure, but at least half of them are not working. And you know, like I said, it's like 25 flights in a space of 20 minutes.
Which is ridiculous.
Top notch job. Fuck you assholes. And they're so fucking lazy, and they're just absolutely lazy. And you know me, since I'm a frequent flyer, I have this system that I developed over, I don't know, my third flight from now on. When I'm in the queue for the check-in, I wait for the last second. I remove everything. I put everything in my everything that I have. I put it in my jacket.
I'm the same. I literally line up. The belt's off. The camera's in one hand. The laptop's in the other. Everything's ready to just get thrown in the little thing they check, and then you just
Yeah, that's what I do. I just throw one thing, ask for another, put the second one, ask for the third one, because you have to separate the laptop and the bag that you're carrying, whatever. It's like, and I move. Usually you have to remove your shoes, but I say fuck that. Until they tell me remove your shoes, I don't remove.
And then you say, "Sir, I'm gonna smell. Please, no."
Yeah, that is always. But you know, I usually do it like this. I never remove my shoes unless someone tells me to remove my shoes. I don't remove my shoes.
Yeah, I usually point at the shoes and go, "Do you want me to take these off?" And half the time they go, "Just no, don't worry about it. Just."
Nah, fuck it. See, the thing is, fuck it, because half of them don't know which shoes you have to remove. Legitimately, I've tested this, so it gets even better. So it's like I see people that are wearing almost the same shoes as me, even the same type as me. They remove them. I was like. Plebeians asking
stuff. I ain't got all day for this.
Yeah, I pass for the check. Everything's fine. You know, I go on, and there is this, and there is border control.
Yep.
Third time I have to wait for my passport to get checked. Why free? I don't fucking know. Whatever. I pass through that shit as well. Fine. Fuck it. I'll do it. Move forward. I go to my usual gate is B6, whatever. So I go to B6. Fourth time to check my passport. 4 fucking times in the span of fucking an hour or so for 50 meters. It's every time it's the same shit. Why for? Why? What the fuck is the point?
For whatever reason, I think it's because I actually don't know.
No one knows. It makes no sense.
I don't know how that works.
It's just, I mean, twice is enough. I think that twice is enough. But if you're trying to tell me that somehow I passed through the border control and the fucking gate to the airport. I mean, they should at least check the passports, but they should check the passport, not the passport, the boarding passes, but they check the passports as well for some reason.
Oh, well, I think it's for the sake of like matching the two, even though you've clearly made it up to there, so somebody has checked your passport. But
yeah, and the good news is I was trying to, but today was fucking shit weather. It was a shit storm in Sofia. Snowing
is it still snowing? Yeah.
Yeah, oh no, this was in the beginning of a snowstorm, which usually isn't a problem. It really isn't a problem.
Not in Bulgaria, it's not. Here it rains, you get like 2 inches of snow and people freak out.
I'll get to that part. So you know, I fly off with a delay because they have to defrost the plane, and it's pretty fucking interesting how they do it, because they have these trucks that they spray anti-freezing stuff. I don't know what the fuck
it's antifreeze mixed with something else, but I'm not sure how it goes.
It's a special solution.
I'm not getting into the logistics of it.
But get this, there's only one person who operates the truck, and he's in the cabin that's on top, so he can spray. It's a robot. It's a fucking robot that controls the actual truck's movement, and he controls it from the upper. I was like, holy Jesus Christ, we have robots
on the Bulgarian airport. That is so amazing.
It's amazing. That's amazing. I was like, okay, fine. So I fly. I'm sitting to some person who legitimately, I think, flew for the first time, and he was so fucking worried. I think that
Was he
guy
was
was
he
having
trying to like? I flew next to a guy once who was like, I fly all the time, but then he couldn't figure out the clasp on his belt, and he couldn't like put his belt on. It was the weirdest sort of thing, and he was in my seat, clearly Bulgarian, obviously, but refused not to listen. And I was like, looked at him.
Bitch boy.
It,
He was like,
spoke
bitch boy.
obviously you're in the UK, so I was spoken English first. I'm like, sorry, dude, you're in my seat. He kind of looked at me like with that blunt sort of, the stare. You know which one I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah, I know.
And then I turn around again to go, in Bulgarian, and go, you're in my seat. And then it carried on looking at me. I'm like, is this guy gonna blow us up or something? What's going on? He doesn't understand anything. And then 2 hours into the flight, he goes in Bulgarian. He goes, "Are we close?" Kind of wanted to punch him. I was like, "Are you fucking serious? Like, you've been next to me this whole time in my seat, and you refuse to ignore me."
You know what you do? You get the flight attendant. It
I
always
can't.
works. I mean,
Again, I couldn't be asked. I just wanted to get through the fucking flight, and
I swear, there's nothing worse for me to travel with fellow countrymen. Like, it's bad when I'm
I
usually
still
traveling.
like how you refer to them as fellow countrymen,
Well, country women sounds fucking bad.
country mates. You
Uh,
gotta be gender neutral here. It's not,
okay, so country creatures,
Yes,
countryets,
compatriots.
compatriots. So the whole it's like, and this was the first time though when I flew on a fucking airplane from Bulgaria. There were no babies.
Wow.
There were no babies. I don't know how the fuck that shit happened. See, and this is the thing. I don't mind babies. I actually like babies. But when you combine me flying, planes, and babies, there's a single.
And babies.
I want to baptize them in fire and just bask in their fucking misery.
There's me going, let's be PC and gender neutral. He's talking about fucking basking babies in misery.
I hate it. I fucking hate it. I legit every time it's like,
we're gonna get demonetized. Oh, no.
Yeah, sure. We'll call them when we get the money. We'll start getting them.
That's sweet money.
Every time, it's like if there's at least more than one baby, one of them starts crying and the other one starts trying to outcry it, so it gets louder and louder. And I listen to some fucking heavy shit like Devil Driver and stuff, and I can't hear my music. And I want max, and I can't sleep. And thankfully, mercifully, I was towards the window.
Oh, you're on the window seat as well.
Always, because I usually sleep on my flights for obvious reasons. I'm trying to avoid all the imbecile conversations that they have. There was some pretty good ones.
And then they all clap when the plane lands.
No, actually, I've seen this only. Oh, actually, saw it when I went back to home in Bulgaria during December.
This is I have flown a lot of times now, and people have clapped every single time.
Weird. You know what the weirdest thing is? Apparently, according to other people who fly to different destinations than me, Italians do it as well.
Yeah, I know. See, when I was a kid, I found it funny, and I'm like, oh, I'll do it too. But now, the more I look at it, and the more I go, what? You're just clapping for the pilot because he did a good job? I mean, he's obviously done a good job.
He didn't do a good job. He did his job. There's a key difference. He did his job. His job is to get us from point A to point B safely. So you're literally telling them, congratulations, you did your job.
You drove the plane.
Which you do at least maybe 4 times a fucking day.
A lot of times a day, depending.
Enough. I'm not really versed in.
So you're finally back in the UK then?
No. I'm in fucking Munich.
What?
That shit continues.
Oh right, sorry.
Yeah. So and in Munich, I have to take the bus to get to the fucking terminal. Typical for Munich. Actually, I don't mind that.
Munich is quite big for.
It's actually quite small, to be honest. Yeah, it's only 2 terminals.
I'm thinking of Frankfurt.
Frankfurt's a fucking mess. When I'll get to some point to Frankfurt in the future, I'll get to Frankfurt. I fucking hate Frankfurt, but I absolutely love Munich because I don't mind having been drawn there by buses. But the thing is, like, I go out in like gate H31 or some shit, and then usually my gate for Manchester is 34, or when I go out in 21 from Manchester, the one to Sofia is 23. So it's legitimately just to the left or to the right, depends on where the bus is.
Depending where you are,
yeah. It's like 5 minutes walk. No check-ins, no nothing. Just you're in the fucking terminal. You're where you're supposed to be. Keep this in mind. So I was sitting there, I was like, I have to check for my gate here, just in case they checked it. Oh, gate information in 3 minutes. By the way, it was really in 3 minutes because it turns out that half of the flights were cancelled. So there was a slight chance that I would be stuck right now in Munich. And we would still not record this episode. Buckets of fun.
We would have recorded from Munich, to be honest. I would have been like, no, we're recording this because we're already a day late because of your traveling.
See, but the thing is, I have to have internet there, which is kind of fucking questionable.
Yeah, you're at the airport. That's a good point.
Because even if the Wi-Fi is free, at best, and this is if you're really lucky, you can load your mail, which doesn't happen. But whatever. So this is what happened. So I'm on gate H34, fine, and then suddenly it's like gate H30, and they gave my fucking favorite announcement ever. Your flight is still not ready. Stand by.
Oh no.
And I'm like, okay, this has a chance for this to go fucking sour. But no, they said that we will be flying. And I guess I have to go and talk to the Lufthansa info desk and just figure out another flight towards Manchester. I mean, I'd be fucking fine if they flew me towards Liverpool, but that's not happening. Not happening at all because I live in Liverpool. And
Wait, so you couldn't fly to, was it Stansted or whatever it's called? No, it's not Stansted. That's London.
No, it's John. It's John Lennon, man. It's
John Lennon.
John Lennon.
Yeah.
It's always John Lennon. This is just it's not the motive. No, I never fly because the only thing that goes towards Liverpool is Ryanair, and I never fly with Ryanair.
Great record. Yeah, no. Yes. Well, Ryanair's not horrible. I've flown with them like 3-4 times now. They're not.
Oh, should I mention?
People give them a lot of shit, but they're not bad.
Should I mention that there is usually 1 to 2 flights per month from Sofia to Liverpool? They usually book 2 months up front.
Jesus.
Oh yeah, a lot of people fly. That's fine.
Because it's cheaper. Like, that's why.
And whatever. So that's all. That's not really an issue. So again, we have to go to a whole defrosting problem. I arrive in Manchester half an hour later.
It's not bad.
Yeah, well.
Also, by the way, if you hear me sniffling and stuff, I'm going through some sort of cold right now, so I do apologize.
Yeah, the health issues.
I'm a snotty boy. Yeah.
So I go out. I pass for the passport check, which for the first time ever, lasted literally 3 seconds because this takes ages.
The Manchester one's surprisingly quick most of the time.
I don't know. Usually I get stuck on those electronic passport thingies.
Oh, God.
I don't know why, but it never fucking registers me properly. but this time, whatever, I passed through. I walk down the stairs and legitimately just turn to the right where the belt for the luggage is, and it's my luggage. I'm like, nice.
You're like, nice. Well, karma's finally paid off, I guess.
Yeah, sure. So I go. I help a guy trying to reach the train station. Okay, sure, they give me basically towards the same place. So I buy myself a ticket to Liverpool, Lime Street, technically to South Parkway because it's the golf on South Parkway.
Okay.
It's much better. So it's like, oh, where's my next train? A fucking hour from now.
Oh no.
That's fucking amazing. So whatever. So of course it was late. Of course I had to wait for buses were always late. Whatever.
Buses at Manchester being late.
No, in Liverpool.
All right, sorry.
It doesn't matter. Same fucking principle.
It's the same thing, yeah.
You know what? So what? I come back here. I leave my luggage. I'm like, if I go to bed now, I'll pass out and we won't record. Fuck it, I'm going to Manchester.
You went back?
Yeah, I went back to find myself a couple of books, drink a cup of Joe, which was turned into green tea actually, because I prefer having green tea. Just anything that keeps me on my feet.
I've gone on. You know how we used to have mochas all the time?
Yeah.
I've gone to flat whites now.
Man, I'm on green tea.
I just drink flat whites because it's smaller but it's stronger and it just makes a bit more sense.
Honestly, I personally prefer my cup of coffee to be black.
True.
With no sugar or anything.
I like my coffee like I like my women, with my dick in it.
Okay. I do me.
Yeah.
So it's like, and the only reason why I drank the mocha that because it was really fucking good. It was legitimately really good.
The place where we used to go.
Yeah, it was really good. I think the quality went a little bit down, but whatever, I can live with that.
I don't know.
So I went with our mutual friend Wes, and we were going to watch Bumblebee, which is a hippie pile of shit. Don't watch it.
But it's getting good reviews, though.
It's getting good reviews because it's not the usual racist bullshit. It's just bullshit. It's badly structured, badly written, bad fucking jokes. And, John Cena does the most John Cena can do in a John Cena movie that features John Cena.
Wait, you could see him?
Oh, yeah.
No, but you usually can't. Oh.
Yeah, I know, it's so weird. I mean, you know what? You know what the funniest thing is?
What?
He did the army salute, and I just laughed at it. I just couldn't stop myself. I thought it was like, because he looks like a jarhead. No matter what happens, he looks like a fucking jarhead, or even a marine. So usually plays like this macho marine guy
Yeah,
or the
it's just
special,
a persona
which
of sorts.
which
Yeah.
he kind of did. But I'll credit him this. See, the Decepticons went to Earth in 1987. Then they asked the individual, they were like, we're hunting for this international criminal. We're peacekeepers, Decepticon peacekeepers. And people were like, okay.
The
So,
ones
no, no,
with the jagged edges and the
wait. Get this shit. So they were like, and the main scientist was a fucking cretin. She was like, okay, we'll help. We'll grant you access to our fucking satellites and phones and everything. Just say the word. It's yours. It's okay. And they go in and discuss it with this appearance. And John Cena goes like, "Does anyone not fucking take call themselves Decepticons? Like, come on, that's a fucking flag right there." Or like, this type of self-awareness has become quite common these
that's
days.
a good point though, because he's like, they're called Decepticons, guys.
Exactly. I mean, but this type of self-awareness is becoming more and more prominent in movie making nowadays. It's always somewhere. It's like when Aquaman said he wants to pee, or he could have peed
He
on
could
the
have peed
thing.
on it, yeah.
Yeah, and I literally said it 5 to 10 seconds before him. But it was like shit. I
I
was
could
like,
just imagine you in the cinema, and she goes, "We need water," and you just go, "Piss on it."
I kind of did that. I literally kind of did that. And when he said that, I was like, I don't even know what to say to that one. I was like, it was like,
Well,
I
I
don't
guess
even.
that's not gonna.
Oh man, it's just like, and now I'm back here. I got myself two burritos. Imagine this.
Where'd you go?
Uh, Chilango.
I never heard of it.
I don't know. They have a pork belly burrito and a surf and turf burrito.
Okay, that's
I
not
know,
horrible.
I know. You're sold. You're sold. I know you're sold.
I heard pork belly, so that's enough for me.
Yeah, it's fucking amazing. I'll give him that. It's fucking amazing. If you ever see Chilango, just visit it. See for yourself.
All
If you
right,
like it, you like it. Like, so how was your week?
my week.
Yeah.
It was fine. I worked a lot again, but on my day I spend my days off just drawing because been trying to catch up with drawings and overall general sort of just rehashing my skills as it were. I'm going my life drawing classes or meetups I should say start back up next Monday, so I'll be doing those. I finally sat down and watched Blade Runner 2049,
Wait, the new one?
the new one.
It's bad.
I liked it.
It was
There,
pretty. Okay, we'll get to it at some point. Let's
what
continue.
I'm gonna say is it was shot well, it was structured well, it made sense in this. The story made sense. There wasn't a single shot in that film that was ugly.
Yeah, there was a couple
It's
that you could.
but you can forgive it because you could favorite part of the whole film, which is a spoiler if you haven't seen it, the bit where they're in Vegas and I was gonna say Indiana Jones and and Harrison Ford is like, oh shit, I gotta run, and he runs and he shuts the door behind him. And Ryan Gosling's character, instead of going through the door, he just busts through the wall next to him and just carries on running. I was sold. I was like, this is good. This was great.
No, I mean this is the only movie where you see Ryan Gosling and Harrison Ford interact in one scene.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was fucking bad, but no, the movie was pretty bad when you think about it because it's mostly it's establishing shot after establishing.
Well, that's
shot
the
after
original as
establishing.
well.
Yeah, but the original had more plot than this one. This one was shoestring on the premise of, it's just legitimately.
But the original was too. The original was basically you're looking for these three cyborgs, and that was it. There was nothing else. Then you have a 20-minute scene of Harrison Ford sitting in a room looking at a computer, going, left, right, enhance, section 45, enhance, right, left. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They both have their caveats, but overall they're both really good noir films.
I don't know. I didn't like the second one. I was expecting because I could excuse the first one. It was one of the first of its kind. And it revolutionized a lot.
Yeah.
But this one just did the same shit, and the original formula wasn't good. So instead of improving on it, Danny decided to do the same shit, and it didn't work out. Because there's also this. that fucking robot that called a prostitute to sleep with her and goes, oh, that shit was so fucking bizarre. I was like,
It was
no,
for visual effects wise though. That was a pretty fucking impressive film, and that scene as well, where the two of them are sort of merged together, and it just looks uncanny, and you're like, I'm not sure if I should feel good for Mr. Gosling here, or if I should just feel uncomfortable looking at this because it's a bit scary looking.
It gets better. It's like no, I think that the best CGI I saw was when they were on the roof and the water was hitting the I don't know the robot. No, it wasn't the hologram. The hologram.
Oh, the whole hologram bit.
Yeah,
that was good looking. Yeah, a lot of tits in that film. I'll tell you. I'll give them that.
Well,
a lot of tatas. Yeah. Also, I've started getting into Overwatch.
What Overwatch?
Overwatch, the video game.
Oh God, no!
I spoke to Vesco that you were with earlier today, and I've been playing Team Fortress for a while, and I love that game, but I thought I just need some sort of change of pace that, you know.
Buy yourself Dusk.
I'll look into it. Don't worry about it. I'll look into it. But
buy yourself Ion Commando. I think it was called.
I have a few things to say about Overwatch. One being the game, obviously, it's a Blizzard game, so it's polished to hell visually. Apart from when there's ultimates and shit going on, then you cannot understand what the fuck is going on the entire time. Audio design is a bit off in places, but that's no big deal. Map design is a bit strange, because payload maps are great. Obviously, you know what a payload game mode is, don't you? Where you just escort.
Yeah, I know. It's the shit babysit. It's an escort shit.
It's king of the hill on wheels, basically.
No, it's an escort mission. It's a shitty escort mission.
But a lot of those maps are good, and then you have control point maps where there's just what I like to call nothing rooms, because there's just a room there, and you go into that room and you go, okay, this is probably going to give me like a shortcut, or it's going to take me. No, fuck you. You're in this room now. Turn back. There's no door going out. There's nothing. And apart from that, the game just feels unbalanced when you play it. I'm guessing it's more down to teamwork and comps and shit like that, but it just feels horribly unbalanced in places, and I find it really annoying. Because Team Fortress 2, knock it as much as you want, even with random crits, is consistent, especially with damage. Because you know how much damage a rocket does. And you know that the only characters that get extra damage from headshots or from shooting anywhere above the fucking chest are 3. There's only 3 classes, and everybody else has consistent damage, while Overwatch has hitboxes, from what I can tell. Because if you shoot somebody in the head, you kill them quicker. It doesn't matter what class you are.
No.
Which makes sense, but also doesn't. Because I'm a fucking tank, and I'm shooting a tracer in the chest, and she's not coming, and she's not going down, and then she just comes up to me and goes, and I'm dead.
It's like, I don't know. The whole notion of Overwatch and the gameplay is not my cup of tea. But I think it's absolutely boring.
Well, you're a Counter-Strike player, so it makes sense that you won't like it that much.
I grew up playing some fucking difficult FPS shooters. And
so did I.
Like, bruh, but the thing is, like, when I tried Overwatch, it felt like half of the things is like there are characters that are skill based, and just fucking stupid. It's just like it's pointless. It's just so fucking idiotic. It's like you don't even have to aim. You just sit in one place and mow down people. What the fuck is that?
Yeah, there's that.
You have Torbjorn.
Nerf Bastion.
You have Torbjorn. You have fucking Genji. Was it Genji? No, I haven't.
I can't even I've not even sat down to play Genji.
Yeah.
I've played some Hanzo, and that guy feels so cheap because you're literally just looking at people.
Exactly.
You don't even need to cock your bow that much. You're just going, and everybody's dead.
And then you have someone that requires a little bit of skill with High Noon, which if you don't...
He doesn't even require that much skill. You just click on people.
The thing is... but the thing is, you have to score the nasty headshots.
Yeah,
that's the whole point of it. And
that
takes skill. That takes a little bit of skill, but not much. And there's some cheap ass shit like a fucking to a soldier of 76. What was it? Whose ultimate?
Speaking of him, I'll get into him in a second because I have that's part of the news for this week.
Right, so I was telling you, buy yourself Dusk,
Okay.
Medieval, and Iron Maiden, and get this shit. Iron Maiden is a build engine game that's in early access right now.
Okay.
Fucking build engine in 20 fucking 18 and still going.
All
See,
right.
you know, there are three notoriously good games that came out of the build engine. One of which is one of my favorite FPS shooters of all. All three of them are FPS, but one of which is one of my favorite, my second favorite shooter of all times. Spoilers: Doom is not my first.
Was
Second one is
was it Heretic that you liked a lot, or was it something
yeah,
else?
Heretic is my favorite one of all times. I still play it to this
Okay.
day. It's fucking amazing. But no, the second one is Blood.
Okay.
And Blood is the most grueling, difficult pieces of shit you will ever fucking complete. That game is fucking not. It has some of the. It's like it's the best and the worst at the same time. It has large levels that are kind of open ended because you can jump
Right.
and you can tackle a situation from several. And when you play on a larger difficulty, you better know how to fucking move around because you're gonna get in some difficult situation. You have to master some the dynamite. It's like you have to throw dynamite. It's like I don't know, throw something easy somewhere because like you choose to throw the circuit throwing. So I don't know anything that you can throw easily. I
Uh,
know.
I don't know.
You're trying to.
Grenades in Call of Duty, they're easy to throw
Okay, I haven't played
because
much
you
Call of
literally
Duty.
just look in a direction and you click it and it goes.
All right, so it's like
That's all I can think of.
the second game it's called the Holy Trinity of the build engine games. The second game is Shadow Warrior.
I bought that, I have it on my computer, but I need to
I have
install it.
I have the remakes. I've played Shadow Warrior. I got every fucking achievement on both of them. I think.
I'll
Oh
tell
no,
you
not
now.
the remakes.
I'm currently looking at my Steam, and I'm pretty sure I have Shadow Warrior somewhere. I have there it goes, Shadow Warrior, which was it's the remake I've got,
Yeah, the Redux version. The version is better.
or it looks like the remake. I'm not even sure what the fuck it is because the screenshot in the background is of a weird
Is
looking
it
demon thing.
is it called the classic Redux?
It's literally just called Shadow Warrior.
Oh no, that's the remake.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the
that's the
remake.
one I've got. Yeah.
Yeah, the remake's also it's a pretty good game. The second one is better. It's
Is it
way
the
better.
second one that's basically just a loot shooter with a shitload of weapons?
Yep.
Right.
It's fucking amazing. I'll give it that. It's really good. And you know what the third game from the build engine is?
What?
You're gonna hate yourself for not knowing this.
What?
It's Duke Nukem.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's a good point.
Those are this is the holy trinity of the build engine games. All of them fucking masterpieces, and push the games the FPS to higher degrees. See, I sent you a link over Discord to Iron Maiden.
Okay.
Look at this shit.
Send me a link for all three, and I will look at them
No, well, the
later.
thing is, don't. I bought myself Quake 1 and 2 on Steam. I'm gonna tell you like this: I have no trouble playing Quake 1 on a newer laptop.
Okay.
But until I downloaded the fucking fix that I think broke my pistol, I wasn't able to start the second one. Just bad. Now, I swear, it's like lately there's been a lot of people, a lot of these old school FPS games that have been coming out. Dusk, like I said, a medieval, Iron Maiden, fucking Project Warlock, the what was it, Dagger something, I think,
Right.
Devil Daggers, and all of them are made usually by one or two people. Sorry, I know that Dusk is made by one person. I think that Devil Daggers is made by one person. I think that Iron Man is made like fucking 10 or so, but but
Yeah, they're
for
all
different.
early access games, so they're just usually
No,
just
the
indies.
most half of them are already finished. Dusk is finished. Devil Daggers has been finished for fucking ages, you know.
Okay.
But the idea is they are not just homages; they're fucking amazing games. They have been
All
made
right.
in such a way that it's fun to play. I mean, it's like it's old school shooting at its finest, but with updated control schemes. It's like it's amazing. Because trust me, I tried to play Blood years ago, and since Blood has the GTX version is a reverse engineered version of the build engine, so it's a little bit busted. There is no support for the Blood game, even though there's been rumors for a third one coming out at some point. But I'll believe it when I see the fucking physical copy in my hands on that one.
Yeah.
It's like it's just like it's Blood was fucking difficult. And I tried to play it on DOS with the original control scheme. I can't fucking play it, even on easy. I can't play it. It's a fucking miracle. I was able to finish the game
It's
on
a
the.
miracle you were able to run it on the new system to start with.
Oh, I was able to get the original Duke Nukem, the side scroller ones, running on my PC. Tried my Windows though, but worth it.
Yeah, could have been worse.
And
Anyway,
so,
sorry,
yeah,
go on.
and so I was like, it's a fucking miracle I managed to finish the game on the third difficulty alone when I was fucking 8 years old. I just nowadays I can't. I guess I got accustomed to actual fucking controls, not the move with the arrows, strafe with holding out and shift
Oh
to
god, don't
sprint,
even remind me of that.
space to open, control to shoot, and brand and select weapons from 1 to 9, which is fine. But I tried playing Quake and it was fucking horrendous using something like that. So I ended up using the mouse, and it wasn't better, but
It's all right. In any case, is that it for weeks? Are we done? Are we done with the weeks?
Well, technically, I mean, we haven't. The week's not over, but I don't think that anyone else.
There's not that much to talk about. Technically, it's been a week since we last had a podcast, so technically it's been a week. You know what I mean?
Yeah, kind of, maybe. I
Oh,
don't know.
speaking of weeks, I might be seeing Behemoth in February.
Oh, nice. Vesk wanted to see Powerwolf. Can't make it. I want to see Rumjacks in the end of January. I think I'll go there. He also saw that he can't. He's trying to get me to watch Camelot for some reason. Okay, so I don't like Camelot, but he wants to be a person to go with him because it's no fun going to gigs
Concert
alone.
on your own, yeah.
Yeah, it is, and so I'll think about it.
I might oblige, he says.
I mean, I've listened to like one album of Camelot, and I like one song, maybe two. The rest of it, it sound to me like a bit fucking meh. It just sounds great. But he's right when we talk, because he's a big fan. He said that they usually don't go out of the USA. I don't know why. Just that's me. So
Right.
I guess I'm gonna have a busy month.
Let us get into the news.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it's been a slow or a fast news week. I'm trying to feel my way through how we're going to run this podcast and see how times are doing and formats and stuff. So I've only got 5 things here on the docket.
Okay.
First thing, the Golden Globes happened.
Oh, I was drinking. Don't look at me.
The Golden Globes happened, and it was a good time apparently, apart from one thing.
Yeah.
When Christian Bale accepted his award, and I quote, he said, "Thank you to Satan for giving me inspiration for playing this role."
Oh yeah, because he did the Dick Cheney stuff.
Yeah, he basically praised Satan.
I mean, to be fair, it kind of makes sense.
And there's nothing wrong with that. But because it was Christian Bale, I think a lot of people freaked the fuck out. And now, all of a sudden, Dick Cheney's daughter or whatever shows up and goes saying stuff like that. Christian Bale allegedly assaulted, in inverted commas, his mother and stuff like that in 2008. It's just a lot of hoo-ha for nothing. That's all I'm going to say.
Media attention.
Yeah. It's one of those, like, people can believe whatever they want and don't shove it down people's faces. And the guy just pretty much said, "Oh, thanks, Satan. You helped me play this despicable asshole." And he had a point. If it was anybody else that said "Hail Satan" or something like that, nobody would have cared. Nobody would have been like, people would have been like, yeah, whatever. But because it's a famous person, everybody's like, "Oh, Satan, not Satan.
Hail Satan!
Hail Satan!"
Oh, hail Satan!
It's like it's just stupid.
I know. See, I despise this. I despise this whole type of behavior because Christian Bale is a fucking asshole. That's no two shits about it. He's an asshole. But the thing is, like, he's an asshole, but he was right in this case. Dick Cheney's not a good person. He's a bigger asshole.
Yeah, but that's why he said it. He was like, "Thank you, Satan, for helping me."
I mean, but it's kind of hypocritical from his part because he's one of the most egoistical sons of bitches I've seen in my entire life, and not saying something.
Because you're one of them.
Well, I mean, maybe.
No, there's no maybe about it, son.
Maybe. No, but you know what? It's like, okay, fine, I'll forgive it because he kind of had a point, but it sounds like hollow words coming from him.
True.
Fine, but
it almost makes you want to go like, "Oh, did he just say it to fire some people up?" And it might have just been that.
Probably, and the daughter, Dick Cheney's daughter. I mean, Jesus Christ, woman. I think that this was the legitimate the first time anyone actually realized that he had the daughter.
I
I think
didn't
most
even.
people.
No, I don't know. It's the first time
Yeah,
somebody's offended him.
well, yeah, and now because it's fucking topical and popular, and apparently people have to have an opinion about everything, and it has to count for something because they're semi-famous.
True.
Suddenly she's back, she's hogging that 4 5 minutes, like, hey, there are no 5 minutes more
Say,
of this
hey,
movie left.
Christian Bale said dad and Satan in the same sentence. I would be outraged now.
But the thing is, I haven't still seen the movie. I don't think I will see it.
Neither have I, but it won
I'm,
awards.
of course
Yeah.
it did. It's Oscar bait. This was Oscar bait written all over.
Yeah,
Jesus.
but it won Golden Globes, so there you go.
Yeah, he won DiCaprio's, you mean?
Yeah, we're yet to get the Oscars, aren't we? There's no Oscars yet. When are they going to be? February.
End of February, beginning of March, around point. But the thing is, I think they're floating around. There's no set date and time that they usually do it.
Right,
They just
I wouldn't
do
know.
it
I
when
never
they
watch
feel.
them. I just watch. I just watch
I watched
whoever's
them
won at
once.
the end.
I watched them once. I watched them because I made the movies that would win Oscar.
All right.
It's like it's just the awards could win the awards. And it
Okay.
was back when 12 Years a Slave came out.
You just saw that and went, that's for the Oscars.
Oh, that was fucking obvious. It doesn't even take. But see, here's the fun part. It won Oscar for Best Movie on the 3rd of March. I was like,
no, not the 3rd of
exactly,
March.
exactly. I was up all night. I was up on the morning.
To those that don't know,
like,
the 3rd of March is the Bulgarian national independence / country holiday that everybody celebrates.
Yeah, it's like talking about slavery, and we got freed out of slavery. It's just like one of those things. Like I know they didn't make. It's pretty obvious that they didn't make it on purpose, but by fucking god, that's so fucking weird. That's kind of coincidence. Yeah. It's like, oh holy shit! But you know, I think I got really pissed because that black woman from the 12 Years a Slave won Best Female Supporting Actress, and she didn't deserve it.
I don't know, and I don't really.
Yeah, I think they were because I was banking because I got most of the people that won that was Buzz Club because Christian Bale I think won Best Actor for his part in it. No wait, was it Christian Bale? No wait, it was the other one. The guy from god damn it. Oh, the guy from True Detectives. Oh, fuck.
Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
I need sleep. I can't even fucking remember that name. He won Best Actor, and get this, Jared Leto won Best Male Supporting Actor.
Yeah, for dollars.
Yeah, for playing a transvestite with AIDS. 10 years, what was it? 5 years later, he plays reimagined. He plays a reimagined tranny with AIDS. That version of the Joker, because that looked like shit. That looked like so bad.
We don't talk about that film. Anyway, next story on the docket, or the news docket, or the news. Well, I've got like a little thingy on my Chrome here that just says podcast news, and I've got like 5 things in it. Soldier 76 from Overwatch. Just to get back to that, the developers have announced that he is gay, and apparently that's news.
Well, that's bullshit.
That's what people said. Yeah, apparently he has been made gay now, and he's been gay for a while, from what they said. Even though, from what I remember, he's got a kid. I'm not even sure. I'll leave the.
I think it was highly hinted at him having an affair with Anna.
I don't know. I'm just gonna leave. I'm gonna leave this all these stories and stuff and links to them in the description of the final video. But yeah, apparently Soldier 76 is gay. And that's all I'm gonna say. It's just fucking stupid, and I have a feeling that Blizzard are just showing up with dumb shit to distract people from the fact that Diablo 4 announcement was stupid.
No. First of all, let's get this shit together.
Okay.
Blizzard's in deep shit. They're not because of the Diablo stuff. It's because Activision's in deep shit. They're in deep financial fucking peril because all of the other IPs fucking failed. Destiny is a piece of shit, and it fucking failed so miserably that it's hemorrhaging money. And the point that now Blizzard has to pick up the slack. And Blizzard is not the type of studio that releases games every fucking year.
No.
They release like, and
last thing they released was Overwatch, and then I think there was just the latest expansion for WoW, and I think that was it.
left Blizzard. A shit ton of people left Blizzard, and
Yeah.
they'd be making mistake after mistake after mistake. It's not Bethesda level bad, but it's there. But it's there, and it's pretty sad because I'm not a big Blizzard fan. Most people know this. I think that it's now replaying this StarCraft was the game I enjoyed the most, and Diablo 1 and 2 is just like they're part of my childhood. But I found better games to fill that ARPG.
Yes, you find Moo.
You find Sacred.
You find the Moo, and you play Moo. You play Shadow. You play Warrior in Moo, and you give me Crystals, please.
I've never played Moo, by the way.
You're better off without it, trust me.
I know. I had friends that rotate the single character doing resets.
I don't even know. I'll be honest with you. I remember playing that game, and I got so hyped over it, I started to write a movie script.
Jesus Christ.
I was 12.
okay, that's excusable. See, but it's like, and Blizzard are just trying to appease now people, and they've always tried to appease people. And this level of appeasement makes no sense, because the more you try to show the shit, the core audience will get pissed. And when the core audience get pissed, they're the ones that give you the money. That's the whole problem. Because remember, even fucking Bethesda, I get this shit. Bethesda did it right the first time.
Well, Fallout 4 or
no. They did it right because they announced the mobile version of Skyrim, I think.
I don't know what they announced.
It doesn't matter. Oh no! They announced Fallout Shelter. Yeah, they announced.
Oh yeah, and then they're like, Fallout 4 is coming out in a month. Enjoy.
Yeah, and it's like that's how you do it. You announce the shit, so it gets out of the fucking Gears of War did the same shit. This is Microsoft we're talking about. People who have don't made a single good decision for fucking ages now. It was like,
well, no, they've been doing good with the new Xboxes, and ever since they got.
Kinda, maybe.
I forget his name. The main head of Xbox / Microsoft. I actually forget his name, but he's been doing really well. He's been really up front with people and with the customers and.
Well, at least they're trying. I mean, I think that the Xbox exclusives are pretty shit still. We're far from the PS4 exclusives. They're fucking far away from that level.
PS4 has always had better exclusives, to be honest.
True.
PlayStation in general.
I mean, it still boils down to which 4 games you prefer to have annually, but as a general of games, PS4 wins by far.
Yeah. But yeah, so Blizzard's and shit, and they're trying to stir up media or something? Is that what it is?
No, and they're trying to appease more people to bring more money.
Okay.
Because Activision is hemorrhaging money, so they're trying to get Blizzard to make them more money. So now they're trying to shovel shit as much as they can, so that we consume it as fast as possible, so they get the monies, so that Activision's other shit doesn't seem as big failures as they are.
Yeah.
And it's getting absurd because Blizzard doesn't deserve this. I don't play much Blizzard games, but they don't deserve this because at least every game that they come out, it's never an original concept. Outside of Diablo 1, none of their games have been ever original with anything, but they're well polished, and that's the whole point. They get some idea and they polish it.
Yeah, well, WoW was basically RuneScape, but just
I'm not EverQuest.
Well, it's a mix between EverQuest and RuneScape in the way it's designed, but because they did it so well from the first go, it's just blown up so much now.
Yeah, I imagine that 2 years from now, it's like Diablo goes free to play. I swear to God.
Just imagine all the people that bought it, and imagine Vesco going, "But I sunk so many hours in this. How
you know the weird thing is at the time that this kind a couple years ago saying that WoW would go free to play was fucking absurd. It's like it really was. They were standing before the idea that they would never go free to play on WoW. With how things are going nowadays, it's most likely going to end up at some point that this will happen.
Well, it's like it being a single purchase, and then people just.
No. Even complete free to play with no bot, anti-bot support. You know, the usual free to play, pay to win bullshit.
Yeah. Okay. Well, in any case, that was a news story that made no sense, so I decided to throw it in. Another one is that we've had the reveal of Watchmen, the HBO series.
Mm-hmm.
And we've had the first look at Rorschach. Have you seen it?
Nope.
I will send you a link right now because
Oh God. I mean,
It looks weird, but it's an HBO show, so it's gonna be good. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, listen, HBO shows are not what they used to be. I
No.
think that nowadays they're just going down the drain. Because, let's see.
Okay,
Because,
I've left you a link. It's a video at the bottom where you see it's just a hat that you can see at first, but you just click play and watch it.
okay, Game of Thrones shit.
No, it's further down.
I know what is this? Insta shit?
I think they posted it on Instagram. Yeah.
Wait, what? It's just a couple of seconds?
Yeah, it's just to literally see him, just look at him and go, okay, that's Rorschach. Okay.
He doesn't look like the Rorschach.
It might be the one from, might be a different one. You never know. Might be the one from that they're doing in DC right now from.
I know that they're merging the Watchmen universe, DC universe, and everything else. That makes zero fucking sense on so many levels. But let's not go there.
Let's not talk about it. It might be the Rorschach from Doomsday Clock. For some people have said, but it might be a different one.
I mean, I'll reserve my opinions to when it comes out.
Yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that too. But another really important DC thing, more news, because we're on the DC train right now, because we're talking about Watchmen.
Yeah. I'm ready.
Young Justice Season 3.
But this shit has been talked to so fucking long, man.
But it's here now, and it's getting really good reviews. It's getting really good reviews, Evo. We should find a way to watch this because it's only on the DC streaming service, which isn't available in the UK.
Wait, does that mean that it's final? Is everything out, or is it just the first episode?
It's like first 6, I think. Yep. That was my reaction as well. For those that don't know, we're huge fans of Young Justice, and that show is probably one of the best animated shows in a while, and it's fucking amazing.
I mean, it's fucking amazing because it does everything right. See, this is the weird part. I don't know why people think that animation as a general is a bad thing. It's
not. Young Justice proves it because it's a show that's 40.
Well, it's not only Young Justice.
A total of, if we're not counting the new season, it's a total of 40-something episodes, and every single one leads back to the other. There's no plot holes. Everything is tightly written. Everything is. Oh, it's such a good show. I cry every time I remember it, like finishing it and going, okay, when's the next one? And people go, there isn't a next one. I just remember.
Yeah, I know.
Remember just crying a little because it's like, why Young Justice come back, and now it's back, so that's a good thing.
Okay, I found it. I have something to do tonight. See, the thing is, the way why animation works and why this shit is because you have more freedom to express and make it better looking. Because if you throw a lot of CGI, it looks bad. It just does. You just need to find people who do the voices properly for the whole thing to glue together. If you have competent animators and
just find people that care about the project, that want to make the project. That's all it is.
Yeah, and just they tell stories that apply. They have like, it's one of those moments like you watch something and you know it's good because the ideas, the plots, the whole notions, the character development, it's close to your heart because it's close to real life.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying as well. It just makes sense because the characters are humanized to the point where you go, oh, these are really good characters. I'm gonna carry on watching this.
Not like fucking Superman.
Shh, we don't talk about that.
Yeah. By the way, this reminds me. I think that last week I said that Wonder Woman was World War II.
It's World War One. Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's World War One.
I remember not correcting you as well. So.
Yeah, I also remember because we talked about it. I was like, shit, did I say it was World War II? Fuck.
It doesn't matter. Nobody listens to that anyway.
Yeah, well, people do. I mean, I know some people that do.
I know a few people like that. I know they're the same. So Young Justice Season 3 is out, and we're gonna find a way to watch it and talk about it. Speaking of animation, I forgot to say, sorry, I watched Into the Spider-Verse this week as well.
Oh, nice, and
it was good.
Oh, nice.
It was one of the best animated films I've seen in a long while.
I mean, I'll probably watch it next week.
Watch it and wait for just stay for the after credit scene.
Maybe.
Because the after credit scene is one of the best. It's literally worth the price of admission.
I forgot to tell you something.
What?
Bumblebee.
Oh, what about Bumblebee?
Do you know who helped fund the funding with Bumblebee?
Michael Bay.
No.
Who?
Tencent.
Who?
Tencent. Tencent company, the same one behind fucking Venom, the same one that's behind the studio that's kind of gonna release Diablo Immortal. That Chinese conglomerate of bullshit.
Okay, then never mind.
And in the immortal words of Tom, China,
Ah!
China.
Right. Oh, we hit
Okay.
the hour mark already. That's we've babbled for a whole hour, and we've lost a total of 7 viewers because we're on 0 viewers on Twitch right now. In any case, what was the name of the movie you gave me last week?
It's the Poughkeepsie Tapes.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird because it's Poughkeepsie.
No, it's Poughkeepsie. That's how they pronounce it in the film as well.
Yeah, no, I think I pronounced it bad last time.
It doesn't
But
matter. It's the Poughkeepsie Tapes.
Yeah, I know.
It's a
did you watch it?
I watched it last night of all nights.
Did you like it?
You know what? Yes.
Did you watch it with Desi?
No, she was at work, and by the time I started watching it, she came back, and basically, that film. By the way, turn your headphones down just slightly because I can hear myself every now and then.
Give me a second.
I will give you a second.
Give me all the seconds.
Right. So the movie called the Poughkeepsie Tapes. I'll talk a little bit about it because you gave it to me to watch. Because that's the topic of the podcast. We give each other films and we watch the films, then we talk about them the week after.
Yeah.
Is essentially a found footage film.
Mm-hmm.
It's completely fictional, and it's made to look like it's been shot entirely like a late night documentary of sorts. It's the same shit you'll see on National Geographic and Geographic or whatever, and other. Or like the Sci-Fi Channel, where it's like, oh, we're gonna dive into the mysteries of what happened in this little town.
I'm gonna say the History Channel for a reason.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's the type of documentary that you find on Netflix about, oh, this mystery happened this many years ago in this town, and this is how it all went down, blah blah blah. Except in this case, it's about a killer, and the police raids his home and finds some tapes. And every single one of those tapes is murder. It's basically him recording how he kills people, stalks people, and then what he does to the bodies afterwards.
All right. Yeah.
And
did you understand?
I understood that it references a lot of things in its.
No. Did you understand why the found footage was important? Because the whole style of shooting this.
The reason why
the sense it did.
It makes sense because it's just a deranged man with a camera walking around killing people, and everybody else in the film is just bystanders that are obviously fictional, but they're part of this documentary. Oh.
No, that's half true. See, the way that this shit works across the movie, the camera itself is what funds his psychosis. Because he records it and he gets the power from the camera, which feeds his psychosis. And since he begins with the abduction of that little girl.
No, that's spoilers.
Yeah, we'll get to it. And the way he does it is sloppy. But
the first time,
it's really sloppy, but he records it. He gets away with it, and by the end of it, he becomes so proficient. It's so much more aggressive and dominant and brutal and sadistic. And
you know what? There's some fucked up shit in this film.
Exactly, but see, this is the type of thing that usually hits you way afterwards. He's a conglomeration of a lot of serial killers.
He's a mix of a lot of people. Yeah.
But and the way that it works is, since most people that talk about serial killers, they talk about only types. It's like there are 2 types: high functioning, low functioning. He's social, he's highly social, or he's completely antisocial.
There's a part in the film basically where an FBI in quotations, an FBI guy sits down and goes, right, so this guy has been messing with us quite a long time because he fits every single profile that we've ever had. Because he's like, he can be functional or not. He goes through every single profile. He goes through like 6-7 different ones, and then he goes, "This guy does it all, and we don't know how to catch him."
And they don't. They
never do.
Catch him.
Yeah.
It's like this is the type of things because every time it's like if you watch even Criminal Minds, they always doing these extremes, but that's never the case. See. I don't think I've seen in America serial killer being caught after the 2001s, maybe 2002s, because the 2001s is the Green River Killer, and I'll get to him. I'll get to him. See, and it's pretty fucking weird because people don't think that others evolve like we evolve as a society, or in some cases fucking devolve. But that's opinions, you know. And we evolve our technology and stuff. So do they, and they also, and they continue functioning in those, let's say, gray areas that they do function. Occasionally, they hunt, they find, they murder, they continue,
Yep.
and they learn that if the body is not found, they can never be caught, and
Yep.
they just dispose the body properly. So what the fuck do you
Basically,
do?
that's what this movie revolves around. It's they find the tapes of this guy that just kills people, and they try to collect information from the tapes just to be able to find him, and to catch the guy because clearly he's done some fucked up shit. One of them
Yeah.
being abducting a girl, like a late teen. She was like what, 19 when she got abducted or something.
No, I think she was 18 or something. I know, with the boyfriend, and he got brutally killed.
Yeah.
No.
Basically, I'll just go into spoilers because it's not a new film. I understand why it was lambasted and why it wasn't released anywhere until 2017.
It wasn't lambasted, actually. It was shelved. It's like no one actually realized it came out. That's the weird part.
Yeah, no, do you know why? I read
Yeah.
it in the wiki article. Basically, it was
No.
like the critics said this is no, this shouldn't be in cinemas. This is way too realistic and way too brutal. And
Yeah, but that's the point. You see, but that's the point.
I
It's
know,
just like,
but
it's so weird.
dude, people freaked out on Paranormal Activity, and that movie was shit.
And people are morons. Let's be honest. People are
So
fucking morons.
they freaked out when they saw a lady get pulled out of the scene by a fucking invisible string. And in this movie, you have a guy going up to a woman in the forefront of the camera, stabbing her in the neck with 2 fucking needles, real slow, and you get to see the entire thing, the entire fucking minute of him crawling up to her, and then just
Yeah.
stabbing her in the neck, and there's blood gushing everywhere, and you can see the needles going in. It's the most, because it's shot in a way that obviously it's just him. You can tell, oh, he's an amateur. He's propped up the camera just to watch it later and masturbate, whatever he does. It's just fucked up, and I think that's why it's so effective.
I mean, I think that the closest movie I can reference to do is the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, but that one's more of a, yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah, because it's also shot in a documentary style,
Yeah.
and it has this gritty filter to it. I guess it's just like what's happening.
You're kind of looking around, going, "Oh, this is gonna be fucked up, isn't it?"
Yeah, but
It's like the
the
moment this movie opens up, and it's just aerial shots of like these nice wooden areas, and you go, "This is gonna be a fucked up movie, isn't it?"
Yeah, but the thing is like, this is the first time when I watch this. It's not even torture porn. This highly stylized.
I wouldn't even say
violence.
torture porn. This one's like hyper realistic to the point where you kind of going,
Okay,
where,
hyper realistic violence.
where you're
It's
going,
not-
this could happen in real life. This is happening
Exactly.
right now somewhere in a dark corner, and I'm scared.
Yeah, but it's like that's not the point of it. That's not what the fear comes from. The fear doesn't come from the fact that, oh my god, she got stabbed. The fear
No,
comes like,
from the fact that
this is
somebody might
realistic.
be doing that
Yeah.
somewhere right now.
yeah, and it conveys this feeling perfectly. It's like it nails something that very few horror makers do these days understand, and it does it brilliantly.
It makes you scared. I think that it makes you end up being horrified from this film. I think that's what it is.
It's not, you feel like this sense of unease and tension, because especially when again, spoiler territories, when he's the only victim he ever was able to, that ever survived, and the type of mutilation and humiliation he inflicted on her to make her completely and utterly submissive. Now,
Yeah,
that shit was fucking
it's
mental.
the girl that we were talking about at the start. Basically, he kidnaps her, or this was like,
I think that this was the spur of the moment, because he.
No, it's halfway through the film at this point where everybody's
Yeah,
explaining like, oh, he's been doing this.
Yeah, but the thing is,
Because
it's
the
like,
first person he kills is an 8-year-old girl.
oh yeah,
He goes up to her and he's like, "Hey, what you doing?" And you can clearly hear in his voice that at this point this is his first time doing it. So, worst thing about this guy, and I think one of the best things about the film, is you never understand his motivation. You never figure out why he starts killing or when. And the reason why you don't figure it out is because no other characters figured it out. That's pretty good. Because the FBI are going, oh, his wife probably left him, or he got fired, or a family member died or something. We don't know. But he's just fucked in the head and he kills people.
I think it's a combination of all of it, but I think for him it's the power trip that he does, because by the end it's just a power trip. The way he orders that girl he abducted to become a table, he literally saws off her hands and leaves her as a table.
Yeah, but you don't even realize the thing about the hands until the very end when she's back. When they find her and she's back home and she's like, I don't know what you want me to say, and then she raises her arm to scratch her head or something. But
it's just like
there's no hand. It's just a stump. And at that point, I kind of hit pause and went, "Fuck!"
What?
That basically he kidnaps this girl to get back to that, and it starts off with him filming her going, "You're my slave," and she's crying and all that. Very well acted, that scene. This guy, you never see his face as well. He's like in a mask. He was wearing this sort of plague doctor / carnival mask, and he's like, "What are you?" She goes, was it Rachel? I don't know what her name was.
Let's go with Rachel.
Cheryl, something like that. That's not important. It's like, I'm Cheryl. And he goes, no, you're my slave. And then he just starts beating her. She's like, no, please, no. He goes, what's your name? It's Cheryl. Beats her again. What's your name? Cheryl. No, it's slave. Beats her again. And this happens like 3 or 4 times to the point where she goes, yes, I'm your slave. I'm your slave. I'm your slave.
It gets better. He says, what's your name? Slave. You forgot master. And he beats her up.
Yep. And he just fucks this girl up from the very start. And then later on, obviously you see later tapes from his escapades of killing people. The man who kills the people with a mask. And at one point, he's got this hooker tied up in his basement. And behind him is a girl with a mask. But it's never referred to who this girl is. Because at this point, it's like it's been another half an hour in the film. And you're like, oh, this is probably some other woman. And then it turns out this was still Cheryl. But at this point, she was so fucked up that she listened to anything that he did. He was like, kill this woman. She's like, no, I don't want to. No, you're my slave. You're going to kill her. Oh, okay. And he just slices her neck open and you're like, shit. It's just fucked up. And it's not fucked up for fucked up's sake. It's not just shock. It's the fact that something like this is probably happening somewhere in the world right now. Some guy's just killing people and he can't get caught because it's just fucked up people in this world, man. I think that's the main takeaway from the film is that
it also highlights the problems with the American judicial system in the way they also emphasized on a bit how he started playing around with them in a way that they didn't realize. It's like he cut off a body, he left the hand in one district and 3 districts over the legs and 5 districts over the fucking legs and shit, and they never.
And then the head and then. And they were like, so it's like we found body parts here and here and here and here, but we never.
And it took us for 15 years to realize that they were connected and sitting there going, holy shit.
So it took us so long to realize they were from the same body. But again, there's no way they would have known because they're like miles apart.
No, it's not even that because they don't communicate with each other.
Oh, yeah, that's also true. Yeah.
It's like, they highlight it's like, the help between the counties, that doesn't exist. It's every county for itself. Like, well, it's just
stupid. It's like I think that's why he chose to use Poughkeepsie, because in Poughkeepsie nobody talks to anybody because it's a small town and it's part of New York, and
he actually didn't do it as much.
Nobody in New York cares, and it's like you're like, oh god.
Do you know what literally the most fucked up thing is? It's not that the fact that he turned that girl into a slave and then she killed herself afterwards.
Yeah, because
she couldn't live without him.
Yep, they rescued her. And
she didn't want to.
They're like interviewing her mom. Obviously, went, oh God, what's going on there?
It's Liverpool.
It's Liverpool.
You don't want to know the answer to.
So
that's the fucking moral.
At the end of the film, this girl gets rescued, and they're interviewing the mom, and the mom goes, "Oh yeah, I'm so happy she's back, but I'm kind of scared because obviously I never expected her to be back because I thought she was dead." And then the girl goes, "Take me home, take me back home," and they take her home, and the mom goes, "She didn't mean home because she keeps saying take me back home, take me back home." And then they do the interview with the girl, and she goes, "Yeah, I don't know what you want me to say. He loved me. He really loved me, and he'll come for me."
Yep.
And sorry, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about that scene.
Yeah, I know. It's just like it's so well. It's actually well acted. I don't think that the acting was actually superb, but I think it's well enough to
No,
know
it's
that
well enough to move the point across.
and to convey the sense of realism, because it's not hyperacted. You don't know it's like some fucking Shakespearean level acting,
No,
but you know it's kind of realistic, but it's not, because you know it's fake. But it's so
there's a few things that actually annoyed me. One is the fact that obviously it's a documentary, so we can tell, oh, because it's a documentary, we can edit it. But
yeah,
every time he killed somebody or he did something scary, there was music. There was a,
true,
you know,
true. Yeah.
if they wanted to make it even scarier and more realistic, get that music out of there, and it's gonna make it look way better.
Yeah, but they have to convey, because otherwise people think that this is some fucking History Channel shit, and this
But
actually
I
happened.
think that's how they sold it. That's how they portrayed it, and they should have kept it like that.
I don't know. I think I don't know. I didn't mind too much the music, because without the music, it just feel like I'm watching an actual documentary. And I'm not a big fan of these, but I do watch them occasionally. So
Also,
no, but
oh, sorry, go on.
so the thing is like, you remember that halfway through the movie, he stopped his usual MO.
Yeah, and swapped over to hookers
This
because
is based on the real.
his usual
Yeah,
mo was that he stalked people, usually couples, and he just murdered them horribly and combined the body parts. As in, we found a woman's torso with a head missing, and with a man's head inside her torso, and you're like, God,
Jesus.
Jesus.
But no, I think that he actually experimented at that point. He did a lot. The thing is, he did a lot of shit. He did whatever the fuck he wanted. But the hookup part, this is based on the real life killer called Gary Ridgway, also known as Green River Killer.
Okay. Oh,
That whole episode.
is that why they called him the River Killer at that point?
Exactly. That's a pure reference. I think that everything that they referenced in that movie about the killer, the serial killers, is based on real life serial killers.
Well, they do use like a fictional like Ted Bundy for.
No. Listen to this. During the hunt, because he had, and I'm reading this from the wiki page. His crimes were from 1982 to 1998.
Jesus, it's like
Confirmed.
17 years.
But
16.
could be as recent as 2001. So it's like 3 years that he maybe continue doing, but no one could prove it. See, and they couldn't catch him for all this time. They knew that this motherfucker couldn't catch him. Ted Bundy willingly called them over and started talking about his psychology, his motivations, everything.
Fuck, man.
So I mean, that whole episode is 100% taken from this whole travesty. Let's go with travesty.
Travesty sounds good, yeah.
Yeah, travesty. It's like, and then it hits you, because I knew about the Green River. I didn't know much, but I knew a little, so I recognized that. So I went and searched on, and I think that I found a couple of other tidbits about serial killers that kind of did the same thing, but the different things. It's like, that's fine. I think I wrote them down, but I'm too busted to think about it. What did I do? Where did I do it? And why did I do it? And you know, and the scariest thing isn't that he did it. It isn't that he managed to get away with it. The scariest thing is he was able to frame a fucking cop and get away with it.
Oh, is that an actual reference?
No, I don't think so. I'm not sure, but maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But
Because
I
that's
think
what happens in the film. Basically,
yeah,
a cop gets
yeah.
blamed, and then
Maybe I should have worded this a little bit better.
no, it's fine. It's in the movie. Basically, they find a bunch of evidence pointing to a cop who was very close to another cop who they were both obviously going over the case and investigating, and they just straight up just blame this cop, and they're like, it's your fault. You killed all these people. And it makes perfect sense because you're connected to it, and there's no way we would have found out it was you apart from all this evidence. So they kill the cop with like a lethal injection.
Exactly.
Who until the very end pleads, "Hey, I'm innocent. You have the wrong guy."
And 2 days later, they proved that he was really innocent, and then you're like, good, fucking good.
Yeah, but they
why?
proved that he was innocent. Which this bit I found kind of silly because they prove he's innocent just when 9/11 happens.
Yeah, you know, but I think that it highlighted something.
It's the commentary of news and what gets buried by other news. I think
it's not even that. It's not even that. The whole. I mean, yes, that's the point a lot of it. But I think that the way this worked is different. I think that they were trying to imply something that personal tragedies overtake how rationality is being dominated by emotions, and how
Okay.
they emotionally judged an innocent person without having all the evidence and being proven wrong, and they felt no remorse for it.
True. I mean, they didn't even bother going over everything just to make sure it was not
Yeah,
him, and so
yeah,
he
exactly.
just ends up getting killed. And then
It's
literally within the same day, this guy, the cop that was his partner, gets a letter from somebody going, "You missed one," and you're like, "Shit,
shit.
he's still alive. It wasn't him."
It's like, and that's the scariest part because you're in deep shit when the whole judicial system that's supposed to be fair and as balanced as possible, which is impossible, is not doing its job because of the emotional strain that the victims have suffered. Because
It's
having the
not
mother
even
saying,
that. It's more of a. It almost feels like he was playing him just to claim another victim, and that was just this cop. He was like,
yeah,
I
and
can't sneak up on this cop because he lives in a good house and he's a cop. So I'm just
well,
gonna
no, technically he
I'm gonna find a way for him to get killed without me
wait,
even
wait,
be
wait.
there.
No, the cop was divorced and he was estranged from his mother, from the mother and child.
That's
He was living in a shit place and he was having prostitutes all over. That's how they thought that it was him because the
yeah,
prints
but
on the glass of water
eh.
was on the last victim.
Oh god. I feel like the killer actually framed him or whatever, so he ends up getting killed. Or maybe he was. I think it's just left to the
No,
audience.
he 100% did it in that way. He 100% framed the person on fucking
Orchestrated it,
purpose,
yeah.
and he showed. And the scary part is that that's maybe fictional, but this is almost guaranteed that it has happened. It
Yeah,
has
I think
happened.
that's the scariest part about the whole
It's
film
like
is how realistic it
that
is.
in the way it's shot, the way they explain it, that this happened. And when they say like, if 9/11 didn't happen, I think that this would be known as the greatest crime in the history of humanity.
Yeah.
Being able to frame a person for all of your crimes that you did, and he was a law enforcement officer. Like holy shit! It's like. And they usually, and since the American police is not particularly well known for being very fair, they take extra care to try and keep their people safe.
Yep.
They go the extra mile for it, and they couldn't. It's just they couldn't. That's the scary part. They couldn't do it. You're like, fuck.
So
Is
how does that
nothing is safe.
work?
Yeah, it's like
What
nothing
happened?
is safe. Nothing is safe
Nope.
this person.
And
Nothing. It's
that's
like
what makes this film really good. I'm actually quite impressed by this film. I didn't
thank
expect
you.
to like it because you were like, I know that you enjoy a bit of schlock, and I expected this to be schlock, and it wasn't schlock at all.
I mean, yeah, in the beginning I also thought it was a bad schlock, but half an hour in I was like, oh wait, this is a good one.
Yeah,
Wait.
apart from some digital artifacting on the tapes in
Yeah, well,
parentheses, just to make
I
it look
think
like
that
tapes, that was a bit off-putting. But apart from that, the film was really well acted, really well put together, and I think its realism is what's the scariest part, basically.
yeah.
That is
Eh,
terrifying.
anything else you would like to tell me?
Anything else? I enjoyed it. You were right. I should have. I enjoyed it. I
Would you
can't get my
recommend it
words
to other
out.
people?
I would recommend the Poughkeepsie Tapes to other people. Yes.
Are these people like me?
Not even no. I recommend this one to anyone. But if if you have a weak stomach and you can't stomach violence and really realistic looking violence, as in a guy beating a woman's head in, or a man's head in, or a guy basically going up. Right. I'll explain the scene from top to bottom because it's fucking great, but it's also gruesome as hell.
Okay.
You have a basement and you have a woman strung up in the basement, and she's like on the right of the frame, and she's very close to the frame, and she's got a head mask on, or like a face mask, which is just a plastic wrap around her like bottom part of the face, so her eyes are uncovered, and her mouth's uncovered as well, but it's plastic, so she can't really talk. The guy walks up behind her, but he doesn't just walk behind her. He crawls behind her on all fours, looking like a fucking dog. And he's got the carnival mask on the front of his face, and on the top of his face, he's got like a mannequin head or something like that, or like a mannequin mask. So it's just this creepy looking thing. And he's wearing like a black morph suit, and he walks in, and you're like, what's going on? What the fuck am I looking at? And obviously she can sort of see him, so she starts whimpering. And he's like slowly crawling up to her, like being nice and chill. Gets up to her, gets really, real close to her, and just stabs her in the neck. And this goes on for like a good 2 minutes. And at that point, I'm so fucking uncomfortable watching this that I felt like just stopping the film. But then I watched, there's another 15 minutes left. I'll carry on. But still, that was some of the most uncomfortable 2 minutes that I've ever had in a film ever. I mean, I've been uncomfortable before, but this was like, because it was realistic in a way, I'm kind of looking at it going, okay, I could have just said this was like a shitty sort of snuff film, but no. Ugh.
Yeah.
A shocker.
I'm so happy I watched that movie. It makes me appreciate.
I would have watched it again. Put it this way, it made me so sort of. I felt dirty after watching it. I really needed a shower. It's just.
I think that the way that this, how I explain, I think it's alternative movie making in a way.
Yeah, because it's basically a fictional documentary about a fictional guy, but it's shot in a way that it's just. Whew.
And it uses the found footage in a way that makes absolute fucking sense for it, because it uses it as a tool for him to develop his character. Because as the movie progresses and the more he tapes, I think that he actually becomes better at filming it even.
He does, yeah, because at the start he can barely understand what's going on.
Yeah, it's like this is the way when he runs and you just hear him he breathe heavily, and it was like
the same woman he kidnaps and stabs at the neck. Before that, the whole sequence with her is fucking great because it's all in one shot, and he's just in the car with her going.
Yeah, and he butchers the boyfriend fucking horrendously from the anus. He cuts him up towards the fucking head. Like from the downward upwards, his genitals.
Like, he used like. Then you took the genitals and you put them in the sock drawer. And you're like,
yeah. That was
no.
It was so fucking weird.
No.
It's like, and I think that this movie is surprisingly well crafted. I honestly didn't expect it. Every shot and every and all the way that they filmed it makes absolute perfect sense.
Everything made sense.
The way. Yeah, and it enhances the overall idea that they put. And you rarely see this nowadays. You only see some like quick cuts, like we discussed last time, some fucking over edits and shit. And this one takes like, the show don't tell. I'm gonna show he becomes better by also
you're gonna see this man fucking people up.
Yeah, it's like, I'm gonna show you how he becomes a better killer by also emphasizing how he develops his camera skill while he does the killing. Like, well, wait, that's
I didn't want to see. Oh no, he's bashing her head in.
Like,
and it makes sense. It makes sense that a lot of films they shy away from that kind of shit, but why would they shy away in this one? Because technically it's from his point of view, so he wants to see all this afterwards.
Yeah.
He wants to rape the bodies afterwards, which is even worse.
It's like, Jeffrey Dahmer?
Oh yeah, the cannibal.
The gay.
The guy who ate the hearts of his victims. Yeah.
Not the hearts. He ate a lot of things.
Yeah.
A lot of things. He's a gay necrophiliac, a cannibal. He just. That's what reminded me when they said that he was.
He was like, yeah. So then Cheryl she killed herself, and then within 2 days her body disappeared. Only a broken casket, and her body was gone. And you're like, oh, he came back for it, didn't he?
Yeah.
No. Oh.
I mean, even the fictional Ted Bundy said that he has sex with the bodies, but the closer they are to, the less decomposed they are, that he's probably gonna go back and have sex with them again.
Yep.
I think that that's a reference to Jeffrey Dahmer, but like I said, I'm not sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of references in this to other real things, but it's just a fucked up film. I would say that I enjoyed it, but I didn't enjoy it. I felt really dirty after watching it.
Yeah, no, this is the type of movie that not everybody would like to watch, and it's not the type of movie that everybody gets to understand it. It takes that sounds so fucking bad when I said.
Sounds pretentious a bit what you said.
Yeah, but... exactly. But it's kind of true because in the end you have to think about it. It's like. And not
that's the thing, though. I'm thinking about it, but I don't want to think about it. It's still in my head. The amount of shit I saw, it's like, because it's shot realistically. You go, why? I'm thinking about that scene with the needles again, and I think that if it wasn't found footage, if it was any other horror film, you go, oh, they're not going to show the whole thing. They're going to cut away, or they're going to cut to a reaction, or they're going to play music and stuff. No, this one just goes, bloop, you're dead. But then blood starts coming out, and she's crying, and he's just breathing next to her, and you go, okay, watch that. Okay, give me the soap. I'm gonna go wash my eyes out with soap and bleach. I don't want to see that ever again.
Mostly bleach. But yeah, I mean,
I would recommend this film for a single viewing and no more viewings because it does not leave you in the most pleasant of states.
Yeah, I mean, most movies I watch one time only, except if there's some tradition. Like every Christmas, I watch Krampus. It's just become a tradition.
It's a good film.
It's pretty decent. Fucking love the design of Krampus.
Yep.
Sad that we'll never see a continuation.
Well, it's the same as not Trick or Treat. What's the name of that? It's the same guy, isn't it? I just forget the name of the film. Is it Trick or Treat?
It's Trick or Treat, the 2007 horror movie.
It's the same guy that made Krampus that made Trick or Treat.
Oh, I never paid attention to that. I know that there was a comic book about Trick or Treat. I think I own.
Yeah.
Maybe I do. Maybe I don't.
I'm pretty sure it's the same guy. But yeah, the Poughkeepsie Tapes is a recommendation if you want to feel really dirty and shitty afterwards. So I do believe that it's my turn to give you a film for next week.
Yeah, just a second. All right. Which movie?
I will give you a film for next week. Are you writing it?
Yes.
The movie is called One of Us.
Okay.
It's an actual documentary.
One of us.
I was gonna give you something else, but because you gave me a fictional documentary about people doing fucked up shit,
well, is this
an actual documentary about actual people doing fucked up shit?
Yeah. One of us.
If you Google it, and I'm not sure what's gonna come up. One of Us. It's a Netflix original film.
Is this the Netflix one?
Yep, it's the one about the Hasidic Jews in New York.
Oh.
It basically follows the story of a few Hasidic Jews that just want to leave the life behind and join society as normal. And it shows you the lengths people will go to do that. But it also shows you the lengths people will go to stop them from doing it. And what makes it worse is that these are all real people. And it's really, really, there's some really not gruesome shit. Gruesome in a way that, again, it'll make you go, why?
I'll watch it. I'll see it.
Well, it's not long. I think it's about an hour and 10 minutes or something, or an hour and a half.
No, I mean, I'll try and find it. If I have any trouble, I'll contact you with
yeah, that's fine.
Directions.
There are ways you can find it on Netflix, or there's other ways you can find it as well if you want to, but I'm not going to say anything.
We don't talk about those ways. The monies. We need the monies.
Yeah. So it's a really well-made documentary, and what makes it better is the amount of it's real. It's not real as in it's real like the Poughkeepsie Tapes, because the Poughkeepsie Tapes is fictional. No, this is real, and that's what makes it even worse, because it's real, and the amount of it just makes you feel bad about people. It makes you really feel for the main girl that's in the documentary.
No, I'll watch it.
So just watch it. It's a really good film. It's called One of Us. If anybody else wants to watch it and talk about it next week, for all 0 viewers that we have right now, do watch it.
Wait, what? The stream? No, because it usually stops. It usually stops when I've tapped. I'm not on the tab.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. I know that the stream is running, and I know that we're recording this separately, so it's going to go on YouTube.
Right, so we'll leave links to the movies that we talk and reference, most of them.
I'm going to leave links for everything in the description.
Yeah. I've got some basic math to do.
Yeah, so thank you all for listening to this venture of ours. Thank you, Ivo, for being with me in episode 1.
No worries. I got you, fam. I got you, fam.
In any case, we will be back next week talking about some other news and some other weeks and things like that. And we're going to... Oh, excuse me. I was going to burp there. And we're going to talk about One of Us next week. That is the film that we're going to talk about. So now I will play some music to lead us out. And we will be back next week. Let me see where I can find this music. Anything you want to plug or talk about?
No, not really. I can't think of anything.
Links to my Instagram and shit like that is going to be in the description as well, just for people to go there and click and follow. And the Twitch is going to be there as well. We're going to try and, again, do this Chill. Do you want to do it again next week around this time?
Yeah, I'll see how I am. I'll see. I think it sounds good.
Just do it every Thursday and get it up on Friday.
Yeah, because I'm not sure. Because usually Thursday was reserved for me and to watch movies. I was thinking,
If not, we'll figure it out. We might do it on Wednesdays or something
yeah,
and be up on Thursdays because that's how we did it last week. And I wanted to do it this week as well, but you were traveling, so we couldn't really.
right. So play the music so I can record the last time so we can get the timestamp
Okay,
in.
so there's the music going now, and from what I can tell, the music is going, and we will see you guys next week. Ooh.
Have a nice week, gents.
Nice week.
Ladies.
Goodbye now.